Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at HBAR. This is going to be a lower time frame video. We do have our higher time frame video up above, so check that out if you haven't already. Let's get into the charts and see what's going on. Okay, so we're going to actually come out here and actually discuss some of the higher time frame ideas here. So within this count, what we are looking for is an A, a B, and a C to the upside. So we're still looking out for that potential that for as long as we hold this 0356, we can potentially still keep this count alive, where we could be looking for a C wave to the upside. If we're going to look at the count in this way, we do also have the potential of seeing a wave 3 if we do see price looking to push up towards this 20 cents. Now this would mean that we would potentially be looking to trend from this area, and that would then, in my opinion, confirm that we have a low in place down here. Now if we are looking at this slightly different, we could also argue that this is a 5-wave move, which is incomplete, and what we would say is that this is a flat correction here, and we're looking for this 5th wave down. Now the problem is, internally here, this wouldn't make a lot of sense unless we start to form some form of a diagonal pattern. Now this would be potentially looking for something like this, where what we would be saying is that we have 3 waves down, for this is a wave 1, and then we're looking for another zigzag to the upside. Now it is potentially possible, you could argue here, that we have something like this just as A, B, and C, and this could complete this idea of the zigzag. In which case, what we'd be looking for would be another 3-wave move to the downside in an A, B, and a C pattern. So within this idea, as long as we stay below this 0680 region, we need to be on the lookout here that if we do form a 3-wave move up here, we could still look for that continuation to the downside in the C wave afterwards. So I'm going to be watching this low here to see whether, if we do have a retracement here, we can look to rally, or whether we just see a smaller 3-wave move and then we see this continuation to the downside. Now within this idea here, if we did have to turn from this 50% level, which would be this 0586, this would align with our wave 3 actually coming back down towards this zone of the 0350, and then what we'd be expecting is basically to have another 3-wave move to the upside and another 3-wave move to the downside. So this would be looking for this low to actually break here. Now it is also possible that what we could have here with this move here is actually becoming a bigger corrective structure. So what we'd be looking at then is effectively actually counting this into this low here as a W, looking at this as a flat correction as this W wave here, looking for an X wave, and then looking for the potential of this Y wave to the upside. Now it is also possible within this, so we could get this as A, B, and C, and we could still see a push to the upside. Now some key areas that I'm going to be looking out for here, we've actually already reached the 1-to-1 of this as a flat correction here of this W wave. So we've already hit this level here. So we need to just be a little bit careful that if this is a Y wave completed, we could look to actually break down directly from this point, in which case what we'd be looking for would be a much lower target, if that is the case, where our minimum requirement then would be here at this 0181, 1-to-1 would be here at this 0074. So because of that fact, we need to just be a little bit careful. The problem that I have with this is that if this is a W wave, this is an X wave, this would be very short. So this is making me think that we could potentially still see another 3-wave move to the upside here in a Y wave if we're looking for this as this bigger X wave here, where typically what we'd be looking for would be between this 0.382 at this 1037 and this 1436 as our 0.5. That would be a common zone that we look to target out for this. Okay, so let's get into this lower degree counting here. So for our bullish counts, there's 2 ways that I'm currently looking at this, and what I would be looking for would be the potential that actually we complete our wave 1 into this high over here. We have this as a 3-wave move for a W, an X, and we'll look at this as a Y wave down. Now we have come down into the most common target area here, and we have hit the 0.618 level, and we've had a reaction to the upside. Now the key thing here is that if this is going to become either an A, a B, and a C, or alternatively a 1, 2, and then looking for that 5-wave structure, what we'd be looking for is a nice clean cut 5-wave move off this low 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to be keeping an eye on this 1-to-1 area as well as this high over here. If we do see this just develop as A, B, and C, then we could be potentially still looking for that continuation to the downside afterwards. If however we start to see this pushing up towards this 0852, this could then align with the idea of having this 3rd wave, in which case we'd look for a 4th and then a 5th to the upside here, and then we'd be looking for basically, you know, this to become either a C wave here or potentially a wave 1 or an A wave. So we'd have to watch how we react off of this high. 3 waves down could indicate continuation to the upside. Now, the other way of looking at this is actually treating this move here as a diagonal. Now, what we could argue is that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a diagonal. This is a flat correction as a W wave. We have an X wave as a triangle, and then we have this Y wave to the downside. Now, we did move down and actually hit this 1.618 level here. So what I want to see here is whether this low continues to hold here. If we continue to hold this low, we have potential to see a rally to the upside. Now, the targets would be slightly different here. This is why I'm saying if we do move up, I'm going to keep an eye on this high, is that if this is A, B, and we're looking for a C wave, the 1-to-1 target would actually be here at this 0765, which actually aligning to coming back up into this high as well, which would be quite an interesting area if we do see price look to move up. Now, the bullish case here would be that we're looking for this 1022 as a wave 2. Now, this would be valid for as long as we hold this 0399, and really I wouldn't like to see us lose this low again of this 0454. Otherwise, it becomes less likely, and potentially we are looking for that direct continuation to the downside within this idea then. So now, if we are saying that we have a low in place over here, what I'm looking for more locally is that we are looking for the potential of a breakout. Now, I was initially looking at this as this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then looking for this 5th wave up. The problem is that this wave 2 and this wave 4 have become disproportionate. So within this count, it is possible to count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and an extension in the 5th wave. It is also, however, possible to just count this as a bigger ABC pattern. So within the bullish case, what we'd be saying is that we've actually completed our 5-wave move up into this high, and what we are looking for here is a 3-wave move to the downside. Now, within this count, what I would be saying is that effectively we have this is W, this is X, and we're looking for this as a Y wave to the downside. And our 1-to-1 is actually much lower down here at this 0473. What I'm going to be keeping an eye on, however, is that 0.618 is sitting just below this low here, which is sitting towards a zone of this 0492. So if we do continue to push down here, there's a potential that we could see price looking to push down towards this 0.618. Some other target areas that I would find interesting would be this 0488, which would bring us back into these lows. Also looking to retest this zone of this 0488. We do, however, also have this 50%, which is sitting here at this 0500 or 0499, but what I'm just being mindful of is that if this Y wave actually falls short, what we could see is a move back down towards this 50%, retesting these highs, and then actually seeing price looking to push to the upside. So we're going to see how we react around these zones. I am allowing for the fact that we could still potentially come back down. As long as we don't lose this 0472, we have the potential to see a rally here. Invalidation of this completely would be here at this 0453. So that would be the bottom of this move here. If we lose that low, then it becomes more likely that this whole move is something like a flat, and we could actually be looking for, a direct sell-off from this point. So we need to be very careful here. There is potential for a rally, but we need to see whether price action actually starts to follow through here. Now, within the idea of this being a diagonal, like I said, we need to be very careful. The problem is to count this as a 5-wave move down into this low is very difficult, and you would effectively have to say that you had something like this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you'd be looking for this as A, B, and C. So there's still potential here that even within this more bearish case here, we could still see price looking to push up one more time here, looking for this zone of this 0586 to this 0680. But we need to just obviously be aware that if we do start to break down and lose this low, then this B wave is less likely, and it would be more likely then that this move is transforming into something like this, where we've already completed into this point, and then our 1-to-1 would already be much lower here, where we would be looking for 0329 as a possible downside target. So we need to just be careful of that idea that, if this move breaks down, it could be quite a substantial break, because of the fact that if this is a 5-wave move up here, and we look to break down from it, that would mean that it has to be a flat, and normally we get a violent sell-off when it comes to a flat correction. Now, the other way that we can look at this structure, instead of trying to count this as a 5-wave structure to the upside here, what we could also argue is that this move to the upside is just corrective, and we are looking at this as W, X, A, B, and C up into this as a Y wave. And then we're looking for this as a potential W, X, and a Y to the downside once again. Now, within this idea, we have come down towards this 0.854. of this wave W that we've got here, and we've also come back down to this 0.786. So because of that reason, I'm looking for the potential that we could still see price look to rally to the upside in a C wave. If we do see something along these lines where we get this as a bigger ABC, the zone of interest is going to be up here towards this 1-to-1 at this 0.835, and this could still align with that idea that, you know, this is becoming a bigger diagonal pattern. And what it would mean then is that effectively we're still within the wave 2 here, and we're looking for, you know, one more push to the upside first before looking for this diagonal to continue to play out. Or alternatively, as we said earlier, you know, we're looking for a Y wave here. So if we do see something like this, where this whole move becomes A, B, and then we see a C wave, we could potentially look to move up and test some of these levels here. With the 1-to-1 we've already tested, so we'll be watching that high 1236 and this 1382 as potential upside targets. If we do see a move above this high over here, we'll also be looking at this 1028, which would align with coming up into that 1.618 of that W wave. So it's going to be very interesting to see how we react from this point. Having a look at the daily CPR lines, what we can see is that we are currently underneath our central lines, which is this 516 to this 515 level. We have also moved through this S1 line here. So the next target I'll be watching to the downside would be potentially towards this 0498. We do also have other targets here towards this 0489 and this 0479 as potential downside targets. Now this would align with the idea that, you know, internally here we're still looking for another move to the downside. So going to be watching these levels today and see how we react around them. If, however, we start to see price looking to reverse up here and we get back above these central lines, which I said was this 516 to this 514 level, we do have the potential to see price look to move back up here towards this R1 line at this 0525. Other targets to the upside for today would be 534, 543, and this 552 as potential upside targets. Now, moving over here and having a look at the weekly pivot points, what we can see is that we are currently above our one line, and we have actually met all of our weekly targets so far for this week. So if we do continue to hold this level of the 0504, we could potentially see price move back up here towards the 0529, in which case it would be more likely then that this move is starting to extend out here, where this could potentially still be a B wave, and this is A, B, and C, and we see something like this as a bigger move to the downside. If, however, we look to break down here, I will be looking out for potential support to come in at this 0487 and this 0481. We do obviously get new lines tomorrow, so we'll have to see how these are in relation to these ones that we've had this last week, and then see from there. Now, moving forward here and having a look at the monthly, what we can see here is that on our monthly CPRs, we're currently just in limbo between these 2 points. We haven't had a retest of these central lines here, which is quite common. So if we do see price move back up here, we'll be looking for potential resistance at this 0560, 0595, and this area here of this 0632. If we do see price move into this level and then start to reject to the downside, this could align with something like this being a bigger A, a B, and a C, and then we look for that continuation to the downside afterwards. However, if we do see support come in here and we do look to move up this month, we do have 0688, 0851, and this level here of this 0944 as potential upside targets. If we do see price looking to break down, I will be looking to see how we react at this 0432. If we lose that level, other targets would become 0341, and then we have the S3 down here at this 0177 region for this month. So we're going to keep an eye on these zones to see if we get any reactions on these levels. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below, and also in the description you will find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.